Guys, I'm Jamie from the Fitness Experience, and this week you've been reading my blog about how to combat hills on the Pennine 10k. I briefly touched upon already in my blog that there is slight hills in the 10k which might be putting a couple of people off, but we are saying it is a run for all and everyone can get out there and do it. What we do need to do though is perhaps work a little bit on within our training up to the run, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, some resistance activities, some resistance exercises, just to help build a bit of muscular strength and endurance in our legs and help work on the big muscle groups like our quads, our glutes and our hamstrings that are really going to be trying to power you up them hills. Okay, we've got 3 main exercises that we're going to go through today. I've got a squat, a lunge and a step up. They're very simple exercises, you just need to know how to do them right. The rep range that we're going to use when we talk about reps and sets, we are going to be working on endurance and it is close to the race now. If it was a few months ago we might have been able to do a bit more weight, etc. But for the sake of the next 2 or 3 weeks that you're going to have to do this, we want to work between 15 and 25 reps. So that means that every time we do one of the activities, we're going to do it 15 or 25 times, anywhere in between. And we're going to do it about 4 times, with about a minute and a half rest in between each one. So the first exercise that I'm going to show you today is a squat. Squat is my favourite exercise. It's the one that I think that will help us develop our muscles stronger in our legs to make sure that up them arrows we do really push through. Okay. We're going to put our feet slightly wider than hip width apart, okay? Then we're going to turn it to 5 to 1, so our feet are just slightly at an angle rather than facing straight like tramlines that I might have been told in the past. In here, we're going to step just a little bit wider and activate our groins a little bit more as well, okay? So what we're going to do, from this position, we keep our chest lifted and keep looking nice and straight in front of us. We're going to keep our shoulders back, scapula pulled in, so the top muscles are back nice and tight. And then from that position, we're going to sit into it, and then come back up. From the front you can't really see it that lot, so from the side I'll show you again. If you notice again, my feet are wider than my hips and the direction of my bum will go is in the backwards direction down this way. Okay, so I'm not coming forwards over my knees like that. I'm going to sit backwards, keep my chest lifted and then I'm going to pull up nice and straight. And you don't want to go too low, but you want to go enough so that your hip bone's just underneath where your knee is. And then back up straight. We're going to sit down and back up straight. Okay, there is progressions from this. One of the easiest ways that we can do it is I can show you to do a sit to stand. A sit to stand is done slightly differently, but in this sort of position, what we're going to do, we're going to use something like a bench. You can use a sofa or a chair at home. All you're going to do, sit just in front of it, stand up nice and straight, sit back down. Stand up nice and straight and sit back down. The main thing that I want you to concentrate on is to not let your knees come inside and make sure that when you're in the squat position we don't get up on the inside and we're going to push our knees in line with our ankles and hips, straight line up and sit back down, straight line up. So if you look, they're not going to be coming inwards, they're actually going to be moving outwards slightly and help us use our bum, which is really important, especially on the hill and the 10k. Okay, the next exercise that I was going to show you is a lunge. 2 ways we can do a lunge. The first way is what we call a static lunge, which is from here, we start nice and straight up, our abs are engaged, and from that position we're contracting our leg muscles and we're going to just drop our back knee behind and then come up straight. It's going to be dropping down, come up straight, dropping down, come up straight. Okay? The next way we can do it is by just stepping backwards, and what we're going to do in this one is we're going to step back, come down, and then we're going to step back up. Back and down, and then back up. If you look on this one, another really important tip, we're very close to the run. We don't want our front knee coming over our toe like this. We just want it dropping down, straight line, and then back up. Okay? The last exercise that I wanted you to do was a step up. Step ups are dead simple. You can do these on your stairs at home. If there is a banister, you can hold on to that. Or you can just do it with your body weight. If you're lucky enough to have a Reebok step or any sort of makeshift step, just make sure it's secure enough to take your body weight. All you're going to do from there, you take 1 step up and back down, 1 step up and back down. Okay, some of you might be watching that and thinking, oh, it's easy, I've been doing that for years. Well, that's fine, but in the run, you're going to have to know that a hill to get any faster and better, we might need to use a little bit of resistance. You can use anything, you can use things like squat racks, squat bars, or something as simple as a medicine ball, or a weighted bag if you're at home, okay? The way that we do that with a squat is to put the ball up onto our chest, keep our chest lifted again, and then we're going to squat into it and stand up straight. Squat into it and stand up straight. Okay? Nice and simple. One thing that we don't want to do though is lean forwards and lift back up. Alright? We're going to be squatting down and back up straight, and we're just making sure that the weight is all in the lower part of our body rather than in the bottom part and the base of our back. It's nice and tight in here, so it's down and then back up. Okay? For a lunge, it'll be something similar. Again, we keep nice and lifted from our chest. We're going to step back, down, and then back in. Or we stick still, and we just drop down and up, back in. Same thing with the step up. Now a step up, could either put it onto our back, or again, hold it in here, and it will just be nice and simple, up and down, up and down. Okay? Using something like a resistance ball, a medicine ball, etc. is really going to help us build up extra strength in our muscles, rather than just working on endurance. It'll help you the power to get yourself to the top of the hill. Thanks.